Hey everybody, welcome to the call. It's Sid, Val, and Brian here. We've got our special guests. We have Joe Troyer on the line as well. And we may have Ben Pate in a second as well.
With Ben Pate, yes.
So if you give us just a minute, we're getting it started, you guys. I know it's Monday the 23rd, and we're actually having a great time. We were strategizing for a few minutes and laughing. So I think you'll learn a bunch. You'll have a good time, and everybody enjoy the holiday week for sure. So, Sid, we got, let's see, looks like Joe is here. Joe's connected.
Ben just popped on.
Okay. Excellent. All right, guys, we'll give us 1 second, and then we'll introduce Joe and Ben. Give us just a second.
Awesome.
Looks like we're still getting a few people join. Not bad for a Monday night of Christmas. So,
no,
okay.
This isn't bad at all.
Yeah, so, hey, welcome, everybody. On behalf of both Sid and Valerie, we appreciate your time. For those of you that have actually been on 2 calls with us today, we really appreciate your time. And we will not hold any other calls until next week. So this will be the last call tied to local lead driver this week. We'll do some training calls in the master class next week. And then we'll have a general member content call as well we're going to put out there. I'm pretty excited to share that we've gotten over a dozen people that have already gotten deals. I announced a contest today out of my own pocket. I was just fired up on the call. Sid had me so motivated. Just so you know, and I want Joe and Ben to hear it, $500 to the first person that can show me from December 15th on that they drove at least 200 calls. Piece of cake. We got people off and running already, so it's an easy $500. Go ahead and post them in the Facebook group. The first date and time stamp will win. And
Carrie Ryan, that's directed at you. You've already got a deal. Make it happen.
Yeah, Carrie Ryan, who's on vacation and closed a deal. Big congrats to you. So, okay. Well, you guys were very lucky. We have Joe Troyer and Ben Pate. They're from Web1 Syndication, Inc. They're the guys behind ACT, or Analytic Call Tracking. So, Joe and Ben, are you here?
I'm here. How's it going, everybody?
All right. Awesome.
Hey,
well,
everyone.
you know what we'll do?
Ben Pate here.
We'll turn it over to you guys. We'll be here. I don't think we can really add any value or help, so we're going to mute, or at least I'll mute on my end.
Don't mute me.
I'm not muting Valerie. Valerie can add all kind of value. We never know. All right, you guys, take it away, Joe.
Right.
And we got a lot of questions around call tracking for you.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it, man. As always, I'm excited to be hanging out with you guys this evening, and especially to have all these awesome marketers in one place at one time on an impromptu webinar, right? I mean, that's just awesome. We got a bunch of great minds. So for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Joe Troyer. Just do a quick introduction, and then we're going to get right into the meat of things. So I'm the vice president, as Brian said, of Web1 Syndication. And basically, we're a local and national internet marketing service provider, just like most of you guys are. We've literally had the opportunity of working with thousands of clients in probably just about any local market that you can think of, as well as the opportunity of working with many of the top 500 internet retailers. So every year, Internet Retailer puts out a book of the top 500 e-retailers. So these are the big brands online, big shopping cart sites. A couple of these that we've had the opportunity to work with: World of Watches, the BBC Motion Gallery, Pratt & Whitney, Restockit.com. So let's dive right in. What I thought would be cool to do on this call is just kind of put call tracking into perspective for you guys, give you guys some good best practices and some cool stats as well. And then I definitely want to take a bunch of questions for you guys and demo out a bunch of the features that Analytic Call Tracking has. Sound good?
Sounds awesome.
All right, so let's just first things first. Let's put this into perspective. All right, this is crazy. 4.2 billion people own a toothbrush. All right, 4.2 billion, and 5.1 billion people own a mobile device. Yes, more people have mobile devices than toothbrushes. So why do we care about call tracking? Okay, the reason why is because phone calls are the top lead sources for businesses. There was a study done, and it said that 61.3% of clients or advertisers think that a telephone call from a prospect or customer is the single most important lead. Okay? And phone calls are proven to convert almost 10 times as high as someone that fills out an online form. All right. However, the fact is that 95% of local business owners don't use call tracking. But don't get it twisted. It's not just for local businesses. All right. You'll find big box retailers using call tracking as well. And the reason that they're doing it is because average phone order values are 1.5 to 2 times greater than online. Okay, and companies are willing to pay top dollar for high-quality inbound leads and inbound calls, just like Sid and Brian and Val have taught you. You guys have that in your arsenal. Okay, make sure that you guys are using call tracking in order to show your clients and your prospects what you can do for them. So here's a cool stat as well that I found, and a lot of people don't believe me when I say this, and frankly, I didn't believe it either until I actually got into the business and actually started really tracking everything. Average call center rates, or conversion rates rather, are between 30 and 50%. I mean, guys, conversion rate of 30 to 50%, that's insane. I mean, a typical online sale, I mean, you're looking at 1, 3, 5, maybe 10%. But over the phone, you're looking at 30 to 50%. How many of you guys have heard of Home Advisor? You just give me a big yes in the chat. Maybe hell yes if you are really excited for tonight's call. Let's see. Don says 30 to 50% is crazy. It definitely is. Thank you guys for the participation. Everybody's saying, oh, heck yeah. So Home Advisor works with a company called Ring Revenue. And Ring Revenue recently quoted that they see between all their partners consistent conversion rates of 20 to 25% over the phone. And Home Advisor actually quoted their results. They're saying 30% conversion across the board. Okay, so if you guys aren't using call tracking and your clients aren't tracking your calls, hopefully you guys by now understand why. Does everybody understand why you need to be tracking calls? Just give me another big yes in the chat. That would be awesome. We just want to make sure I got that down before we go any further. Yes, 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 yes. Too logical. That's phenomenal. Awesome. Everybody's agreeing. So we can put that one to rest. All right, so we've defined why call tracking. We've talked about that. What I wanted to do is just debunk a myth for you guys. This is probably the biggest question that I get regarding call tracking, and that is, does call tracking negatively impact Google local search rankings? So I just wanted to go ahead and debunk this right out of the gate for you guys. And the quick answer is no, it doesn't. If you guys are big on Google local and getting ranked in the maps, you guys probably understand that having a consistent name, address, and phone number is important, right? That's part of a citation, and that's part of Google's algorithm. Okay, but there's something that a lot of call tracking providers have that you guys need to be out on the lookout for, and that you guys need to use as well if you guys are going after Google Plus rankings, all right? And that is dynamic number insertion. Okay, so DNI for short. And DNI basically just works by showing a phone number based upon the refer. Okay, so it's going to show a unique number for Google. It would show another unique number for Facebook, Bing, YouTube, Yahoo. So whoever comes to your site, whatever the refer is, it's going to show a unique phone number for. Okay? And that's so you guys can track back and you guys can understand what parts of your marketing are working and what parts aren't. Okay, is Google driving you more traffic, or is Craigslist? Okay, is Facebook doing better than Google? The only way that you know is if you actually track. Okay, so basically dynamic number insertion is done with a JavaScript snippet that you place on your site. Okay, and the reason why this doesn't affect your local search rankings is because Google doesn't spider JavaScript. Okay, they can't read it. Okay, so you can use dynamic number to display tracking numbers that Google doesn't see on your site. Okay, so with dynamic number insertion, again, you get the full ability to track calls back to what's working. Okay, was it Craigslist that brought you the lead? Was it Google? Was it Facebook? Was it Bing? Was it YouTube? Was it Yahoo? Okay, and your local rankings aren't effective, or aren't affected, I'm sorry. Cool? Got a bunch of woes. People didn't know that. Awesome. Anybody have any specific questions on that? We're going to keep this nice and interactive. Any questions before I move on about dynamic number insertion and affecting local search with call tracking? Got a bunch of no's. Cool. How do we get ACT? And is this a part of ACT? This is a part of ACT. I'll show you guys how to use it in just a couple minutes. So if you want a little bit more assurance, you can take an extra step and you can include the NAP in the footer in fine print. So the name, address, and phone number that you submit to all the citation sites, you can still put that in the footer in fine print or in an image, and just don't have that one be swapped out, all right? So real quick, I hope you guys all understand the power of call tracking and really understand that advertising without call tracking is just a bunch of wasted money. Okay, John Wanamaker, who's considered the modern father of advertising, said that half the money that he spends on advertising is wasted. The trouble is he just doesn't know which half. Okay, call tracking obviously solves that. So just real quick, a couple things that you guys can track offline and then online. You guys obviously can track yellow pages, direct mail, newspaper ads, TV commercials, flyers and brochures, and billboards. Obviously, you guys are probably doing most web stuff, but you can also go on and you can sell this to your clients as a service, all right? We have lots and lots of customers that do very well selling call tracking as an add-on service after they're able to show their clients what they're doing for them everywhere else, right? So once you show your clients, hey, Mr. Business Owner, you know, I'm getting you 200 calls a month from Craigslist, and they see the power of your call tracking, trust me, they're going to want to use it elsewhere. Okay, so all that we do to track all these offline sources is we just put a unique phone number on each of those 6 different sources, right? For internet, obviously, you can track Google AdWords or PPC, Yahoo and Bing, organic and PPC, directory websites, Facebook pages, Yelp, and just about any other site that you would want to track, okay? Just a couple really important things that you guys want to look at in a call tracking platform. Okay, number one is a real-time dashboard. Okay, you want to be able to see calls real-time. You don't want to have any lag, so you should be able to log in and see all of your data right away. You should be able to look at daily trends. Okay, so when are you guys getting the calls? When's your clients getting the calls? Calls by source. So by source, I mean what sites are actually sending you those calls. Okay, answered versus unanswered report. This one's really interesting. We find that a lot of our clients just fail to pick up the phone and typically are losing anywhere from 20 to 30% of their calls or their leads to voicemail or to a missed call. So we like to show our clients the answered versus unanswered report just to help provide some more value and to make sure that they really understand what's going on with all the leads that we're sending them. Call duration and location, where the callers are calling from, how long the calls are, that all helps understand the lead value that you're actually getting your clients, as well as phone codes. So phone codes allow you to assign a tag basically to a call, so you guys can understand what actually happened with that call. Okay, was an appointment booked? Was it a wrong number? What actually happened? Okay, so you can really get an understanding of what kind of value you're actually bringing to a client. Let's say that you're working, I know that one of Brian's examples, I think with his brother, was an HVAC client, right? He drove just an astronomical amount of calls, but if Brian would have taken that a step further, and he probably actually did, he probably broke it down and was actually able to show his brother, here's how many booked appointments you were actually able to get from these calls. And I'm sure his brother knows, hey, I'm able to make on average, you know, $200 or $300 for a booked appointment. Does that make sense? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so let's debunk one more myth. Call tracking is expensive and hard to set up. The fact is that's completely false. It's actually very cheap and easy to set up. So there's just a couple more best practices. You always want to get enough phone numbers, okay, but not too many. Okay, so you want to get one number per advertising source or medium that you guys want to track. Okay, so if you're only doing marketing with Craigslist, you're only going to need, you know, one number. Okay, unless you guys want to test and see which ads are working better. Okay, then you would just want to use 1 per ad variation. Okay, obviously you need to showcase your numbers or actually get them put in your ads. Okay, you want to make sure that you guys are recording calls, and you always want to make sure that you're notifying callers that the call may be recorded. Okay, so make sure that whatever call tracking platform that you guys go with, that there's a call recording notification feature. Okay, you want to be able to set up a whisper. Okay, and you want to be able to set in that whisper what medium the call came from or source, and any special offers that you were advertising. And if you're sending a company leads, you want to be saying, hey, it's from Joe Troyer at Web1. Okay, so a whisper plays to the person that answers the phone. So for all of our clients, our whisper says you have an incoming lead from Web1 when our client picks up the phone, and then they're connected with the person that actually picked up the phone and called. Okay, so we always do weekly audits, and basically what we do is we have someone in our office or an outsourcer go through and listen to all the calls for our clients. Okay, and they just go through, they listen to the call, and then they assign a phone code or one of those tags to help us understand and report on those tags. What actually happened with the leads that we drove for our client? Okay, and if you guys want to get on the consulting end of this, you guys can make a ton of money by deep diving into this data a little bit. Okay, by finding out who needs the most help converting the calls. How many calls are they missing? What's their conversion rate? And by shining some light on this data, you guys can make a huge, huge impact on the local businesses that you guys are working with. Okay, day of week reporting, hour of day, these are all great reports that you guys can actually send right off to your clients, and that will help them tremendously as well. We already went through phone codes and phone and tagging reports. I have a couple people that asked, you know, what is ACT? How do I get it? Where's more information? You guys can learn more about it at the link below. But for a second, I'm going to talk about why ACT. Why analytic call tracking? Why should you guys choose us? There's lots of platforms out there. And frankly, we've probably used most of the platforms. We built analytic call tracking because we are literally spending thousands of dollars every month on call tracking. It was crazy. Okay, but just for a moment, let me tell you why it's important. Okay, self-hosted, okay, meaning you guys host it on your own hosting account. Okay, we just suggest you guys use HostGator. It's like $6-7 a month, unlimited domains, unlimited bandwidth. That's all that we use. Okay, and we literally drive thousands of calls every single month through the call tracking platform installed on HostGator. Okay, the great thing about it being self-hosted for you guys is that you guys look like the expert. When your client logs in and when you give them access to reports, you look like the hero and you look like the expert, not us. Okay, it takes 5 minutes to install, or we'll do the install for you for 20 bucks. Okay, if you don't know how to install a script, you've never installed like WordPress from scratch before, no problem, we'll do it for you. Okay, we're a Twilio partner. Okay, Twilio is our back end, and that's where we're able to give you guys such a great rate, and we pass that on to you. You guys get wholesale rates with analytic call tracking, all right? We don't upcharge you on usage like everybody else does. Okay, so you guys get those wholesale rates, okay? $1 per local number per month and $2 per toll-free number per month and just 2 cents a minute. The reason that I used to spend thousands of dollars a month on call tracking is because I was paying $8 to $12 per local number per month and 8 to 12 cents a minute. Okay, and that's why we built analytic call tracking. Okay, with ACT, you guys are going to get unlimited companies and unlimited users. So you guys can try it out today for just $1. All right, 7-day trial, try it, and then if you like it, keep it. It's half off. You guys are just going to pay $96 after those 7 days. Okay, and you won't hurt my feelings if you cancel it. Okay, cancel it if you don't want to keep it. Okay, again, the link is below. It's sign up for the webinar.com/ACT-Brian. If one of you guys, Val or Ben or Sid, if you guys would just paste that in below, that would be awesome. And Sid, I'm going to
5 minutes ago, bro.
Awesome. Sid, I'm going to
you posted.
I'm going to share this message that you sent me the other day on Facebook. I hope that's okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
assuming it is. I'm assuming it is since you didn't tell me no. So Sid sent me this message, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And you can see here this message from Sid on Facebook at 9 o'clock in the morning saying, this is what's being said behind the scenes, basically. Thought you might want to see it. And some of you guys are probably on this call, and I really appreciate it. Basically, everybody in the Facebook group was just saying awesome things about ACT and analytic call tracking and why everybody else in the group should have it. And obviously, this was completely unsolicited. This wasn't even happening in our Facebook group. So we really stand behind ACT. I think you'll find our support is very different from most people in the industry. And the other reason is because we actually use ACT. Okay? We built it because we needed a solution.
Hey, Joe, can I just read one thing that off of what they're...
Yeah, man.
He's a good dude. He's in our group, Gregory Ford. Let's just read exactly what he says. He's telling Remus, I have the old version of ACT, not the monthly. It was not difficult to set up. Don't know about the new 2.0 version, though, yet, because he just hadn't tried it yet. But it wasn't hard to set up.
Yep.
It's all I needed. It's perfect. He's got it.
Yep.
All this stuff is good. Read exactly what they're saying in there. All that stuff is really good.
I think the Sherm Steven ones too. Sherm might be on the line. Thank you.
Yeah,
so Sherm says, ACT lets you buy phone lines and time at the basic Twilio rate, and he goes on to describe how much and says, basically, those minutes can rack up fast.
If he's like at $3 a month, 5 cents a minute, those minutes rack up fast. Yep.
Exactly, and it's actually less than that.
I think that's very important. Anyway.
Yep, definitely.
Cool. Thanks, Joe.
You got it, man. So these are a couple actually screenshots from analytic call tracking. We use this software too. This is our baby. We built this as our solution and ended up sharing it with the rest of you guys. And ACT has exploded since then. Lots of new features, functionality. But at the end of the day, obviously, we're using this and we understand what it should have, what it shouldn't have. And I think you guys will be surprised with all of our updates. For the people that are on the call, you guys know all about this. But here's just a quick screenshot from a client for a week. 36 calls in the last week. This is worth $700 in the last week for us. Okay, this was taken. You can see the dates below this graph. October 13th. Here's another one. 109 calls in the last 30 days. Okay, so this one to us is worth, this site to us is worth $2,362. And you guys will notice that I actually didn't gray out or hide the company name or the stats. Okay, I'm giving you guys the real deal. Like this is the URL. This is the site that we're advertising. Okay, here's another one. Oops, that's a duplicate. Here we go. Mobile Dent Repair Miami. Easily worth $2,500 a month. So what I'd like to do is show you analytic call tracking, but first what I want to do is just answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions so far, let's take just a couple minutes and answer those if you guys have them. Wayne says, walk us through setting up the software if we do it and what we would have to do if we pay you to do it. So let's start with the easy one. Wayne, if you pay us to do it, which is just $20, basically all you have to do is go over to twilio.com and sign up for an account and set us your login and we'll do the rest for you, basically. You just send us that and your cPanel. If you've ever set up like WordPress, that's basically how easy it is. If you know your way around, you guys will be fine. We have step-by-step tutorials. So basically, you upload your files, you set up a username and password in your database, you assign that in the settings, and you're basically done. So it's very, very simple if you know your way around. If not, again, we can do it for you. Chad Reardon says, I got the Ice Cream Man jingle. Money is coming. Matt says he's from Sydney, Australia. Welcome, Matt. He says, what does it cost when you purchase a phone number? Matt, honestly, I don't know. But I have a solution for you. All you need to do is just go to twilio.com, and they'll show you all the rates. Okay, so if anybody's not in the U.S. and wants to know what are the rates, just go to twilio.com, and they'll show you the wholesale rates, and those are the rates that you guys get with ACT. Analytic call tracking. Does it have round robin? It definitely does. What it also has, Gilbert, is call multiple numbers at once. And honestly, that's a better play than round robin. Okay, so what multiple numbers does is you can set 10 or 20 ring to numbers. So when you have an incoming call, it rings all those people at once, and whoever answers first gets the lead. Okay, or gets that live call. So again, round robin, what that does is basically you have a list of phone numbers, and call 1 will go to the first number on that list. Call 2 will go to the second. Okay, so if you're doing lead gen, a lot of people suggest round robin. However, if they don't pick up the phone, it doesn't do you any good, right? So ring multiple numbers is definitely my suggestion, but we definitely have both, Gilbert.
I didn't even know it had that function. That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about round robin. I think it's like a buzzword, but nobody talks about the ring multiple numbers. So that one, yeah. So I mean, if you're doing lead gen, you're probably not going to be charging a client for like a missed call. And if you're not charging them for a missed call, that's just wasted money. So you want to make sure all your calls that you're sending clients are getting answered. Mike says he was able to set it up and he can't even spell www. It does work in Australia. Yep, $1 per local number per month. All right. Paul says, hey, Paul Thornton. Paul says, does multiple, I think he says, does ring multiple numbers tell you who picked up the call first to make the billing easy? It sure does. You can easily run the report on that, Paul. Awesome. All right, I think I got a bunch of these basic questions. What features does ACT provide over Twilio? That's a fantastic question, Kevin. So Twilio is a telephony provider. So they're a big telephone company, basically, and they own a ton of hardware and have the contracts to make this all possible. However, they only have an API. Okay, so unless you're a developer, you can't really do anything with that. You're going to go spend thousands of dollars to get somebody to set you up with the same features and functions that analytic call tracking has, Kevin. So I hope that helps. Basically, we get rid of that. We give you all of the features and all of the options without having to be a developer. You're very welcome, Paul. Chad says, any geo-specific data where the call came from. So based upon the area code, we are grabbing the geo data. So if the phone number, if the area code is from Dallas, we'll show Dallas on the map for you, definitely. Melanie says, great product. Thanks, Melanie. Larry says, if I have multiple ads in different places that I'm sending traffic from and I need multiple numbers, does that mean $1 per number? Yes, it means $1 per number, Larry. Somebody just said they've always been upset because of how people price gouge on the Twilio prices. Yep. Let's see. So somebody's talking about multi-ring. Yep, we just went over that. We have ring multiple numbers at once, Sean. Definitely takes care of that. Yep, you definitely need to buy the phone numbers through AC or through Twilio, but you can actually do it right inside of ACT. Let me just jump into the demo here. I'm having a bunch of questions that are specific to the actual platform. So once you log in, this is the screen that you'll see. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up a company. So I want to admin manage company. I'm going to click add company. Let's say Atlanta HVAC. I don't know if Brian's brother lives there, but maybe we can go compete with him. So I just set up this company. Let's go grab a phone number. What you need to do is just go to admin manage phone numbers.
Let's get a 561 number.
Hey, you don't say that. I live in South Florida, and that's the area code. That's why Brian's saying that. So let's see here. I don't even know the
404.
Is it 404?
Yeah, or 678, either one.
Yep, 404.
I see a question. I think it's a great question, Joe, if you can answer real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the $96 a one-time fee?
Yes, sir. So that gets you Analytic Call Tracking 2.0. We do have an enterprise option, and it is just optional. It's $47 a month, and you get a ton of other features. So we have outbound calling that includes an iPhone app, an Android app, click-to-call WordPress plugin, auto billing, SMS, voice broadcast, just like you guys get the whole enchilada. But for most of you guys, you'll be fine with just the $97. Okay, so get in there, use 2.0, and then go from there. So what I did is I'm just searching for a 404 number for Atlanta. So it's going to bring up all the numbers or numbers that I can buy in that area. So let me go ahead and just purchase this first one here. And it tells me it's been purchased. What I'm going to do now that I have that phone number is just go back to Manage Companies, and I'm going to assign this to the Atlanta HVAC company that I just set up. And that is it. We are completely done. It's literally that simple. So what I did is I just set up a company and just bought a phone number and assigned it to that company. Now, you can easily go and run call reports. So a bunch of you guys were asking about billing. You got two options with billing. You guys can run the reports and bill from there, or you guys can use the integrated billing platform inside of ACT Enterprise. Again, that's part of the Enterprise package, which is just $47 a month. So if you guys have one or two clients and you want Enterprise, you want those features, you guys will easily be paying for it just in the cost savings alone from probably one client from the phone numbers and the minutes. But here you can easily run reports. So I can say, pick my date range, my criteria. We got a couple different report types for you guys, and then you can just run the report. So let me just run a quick report for you guys. So this is what it would look like. Obviously, there's no data here. Because this is just a test account. So any specific questions on ACT that I can answer for you guys? I know there's a ton in here. So Val or Sid, if you guys see specific stuff, just shout them out and I'll be sure to help answer them. How do we set up multi-call? That's a great question. So all you do is go to Admin Manage Companies, and basically under call flow here are your different options. So I would just select, like AC Repair Dallas here. And then these are my different options that I have, right? So ring one number, none, round robin, or multiple numbers. So I would just hit edit settings, and then I just add my phone numbers in here. And I could delete them or add new ones if I wanted to. So literally, it's that simple. Same for round robin, just again, edit settings, and the UI looks exactly the same for round robin and multiple numbers. And then ring one number, obviously you just have one phone number that you can add.
Have that option to ring everybody at once. I don't know why anybody round robin anything.
Yeah, there's no point anymore.
Yeah.
So Mike says, so I don't need a VPS to host ACT. No, that's the awesome part, Mike, is that Twilio does all the heavy lifting. So all that you need is just a shared hosting account with HostGator. So we just recommend at HostGator that you guys get the, what is it called, the baby plan, and that's unlimited bandwidth, unlimited domains. I think it's like $6, $7 a month. Let's see, web hosting. This one right here, $636 a month.
Here's a pretty good question.
Yep.
Does your billing link to PayPal or to a credit card or what?
PayPal, yep. So you can link then, obviously your clients can pay then with PayPal or an actual credit card through PayPal.
All right.
Don has a great question. He said, what would our clients see on the dashboard settings? So basically, obviously you guys can set your own logo here. And when they log in, they would only see their company. Okay, so if you gave a client access to AC Repair Dallas, when they log in, all that they're going to see is AC Repair Dallas. Okay, this admin menu as well, they're not going to see. Okay, unless you give them access to that. So all that they'll be able to do is run reports and see basically their calls. Okay, and obviously listen to the recordings. These are the phone codes that I told you about before. So booked appointment or no service of this brand, no service at location or wrong number. So basically all that they would see, again, is just your dashboard, your company's page, but only with their company in it. And then they'd be able to run call reports, and that's it. But you can give them as much access as you want. So when you add a user, there's a ton of options in here. But by default, we just limit it down and give them the bare bones access. So you can easily reset the password and email it to the user. You can set up email forwarding, demote users. You can specify what you want to give them access to. So as little or as much as you want done. I hope that helps. Larry says, can we use other shared hosting that we already have? Larry, as long as it's on cPanel, you should be good to go.
Are stored calls archived?
Yes. So Twilio does all of the archiving, and so they keep it for some ungodly amount of time. It's crazy. I think they publicly said it's for a specific amount of stored calls, and it's just crazy. But I think that they even hold on to them longer because we've had this set up for a long time, and we've literally went through thousands and thousands of calls, and all of our old calls are still available. So yes. Sherry, I'm not sure what your question is. If you could just retype it, I'm happy to answer. She says, can we run a report N-plus?
Now, Joe, I want you to answer this honestly, okay? Should I cancel my CallFire account?
So I'm going to be political on this one. I don't like bashing people.
It's super expensive.
This is the thing. It's very expensive. So you're paying 5 cents a minute and $3 per phone number. Okay, so if you have one client on there, you're saving by switching. So yes, I always recommend people save money and get more features.
Did you have to say get more features at the end?
I couldn't let it go that easy.
Yeah.
There was a couple of questions, Joe, about people, if they want to switch over, can they switch their phone numbers over to ACT?
Yes. So basically, there's a porting process, and if you guys go to, if any of you guys have questions after the call, just hit up our support desk. We're in the office here Monday through Friday. Obviously, we're not going to be here on Christmas or New Year's Day. So just keep that in mind. But our knowledge base is stocked full of probably almost every single question that you guys have. And if you just type in porting here, there's basically instructions on how to port. And so basically, for the person that just asked about CallRail, if you want to move your numbers to Twilio so that you can use ACT, this is basically how you port. That process is called porting, and it'll just take a couple of days, a week or so, and they'll pull over all the numbers into your Twilio account.
Hey, Joe, this is
Yes.
a direct question. I know there's been talk about this or whatever. It's a direct question. I think you should answer it. It says,
Yep.
I have Jack Hopman's Lead Tracker Jack. How is it different from that?
Yep. So again, it's wholesale. We're not jacking up the price on you guys.
Right.
Okay, so you guys have one client that actually gets calls. You guys will pay for the enterprise feature in its entirety, and that will be free for every other client. So you guys get unlimited clients and you're getting wholesale. Plus, if you end up getting enterprise, there's a lot of other features that, frankly, almost nobody has in the entire industry, and especially for this price. So we built in an auto dialer, voice broadcast, SMS, and a bunch of features that nobody else really has. So save money, get more features. Somebody says they also don't have the ring multiple numbers option, just round robin.
Now, some people are asking, how is this different than CallZoo?
CallZoo is, again, I don't like doing this, but CallZoo is basically a very basic call tracking platform with just a couple of features and then basically the billing component. And you guys will be charging or paying, again, more monthly per number and per minute. So, again, more features, less cost. Ed says, please show the dynamic number insertion feature. No problem, Ed. So basically what you would want to do is go to admin manage phone numbers. And you'll see here that you have a list of all your phone numbers and then like what company it's assigned to. Okay, so basically what you would want to do is you would want to get multiple phone numbers for one company. So every single source that you want to track, you'd want to have a phone number for. Okay, so then what you do is you hit this cog, this little wheel here, and you just select the sources for those numbers. All right, so once you've done that, all that you do is go up to admin and ACT settings, and you can generate your refer tracking JavaScript code right here. So you just select the company and hit generate code, and this is the code that you're going to put on your website, and that's it. That's simple, Ed. Blacklisting, great. I can show you guys how to do that too. So basically blacklisting allows you to block phone numbers that you don't want to get calls from. So you can do that a couple different ways. The easiest way, though, is just to hit this X. Okay, so basically by hitting this, you can add a number to a blacklist. And you can have blacklists set up for multiple companies as well as you want, if you want. So whenever you get somebody calling, a telemarketer, all that you got to do is add it to one blacklist, and it will do it for every single company if you want it to. Okay, so you can really cut down on the spam for your clients as well. Barry says, can we get text messages with Twilio numbers, or is there an add-on for that? Barry, to break down your question, you can get text messages with Twilio numbers. If you have enterprise, you can send out SMS blasts and voice broadcast blasts, and you can use your call tracking numbers. We're working on some more features in that, but I can't quite reveal those yet. That's all I can tell you.
Hey, Joe, do they have to wait until the 7-day trial is over before purchasing enterprise?
No, they don't.
Okay. Mike, you're good, buddy.
So there'll be a trial. You guys should see a trial for enterprise. You guys can try that too right out of the gate. So if you want to try, just the basic features, you think that's all you're going to stick with, no problem. If you guys want to jump into enterprise right away and see all the features and really get a feel for it, you guys can do that too. For recording, how is it done? So basically you're going to see the recordings here. So here would be a recording. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this or not. So that would be the recording here, and that's basically it, Larry. I'm not sure what else you're asking. You can turn off recording on a company if you guys want. I suggest recording for every company, but some people ask to disable recordings. You guys can do that just under a company settings. So if you go to the Manage Companies page and just click on the company, you can disable that right here. This would be your Whisper URL if you guys want to use a Whisper, and this is basically just an audio clip that will play to your client when they answer the phone and not to the person that's calling. So we always do it because we do mostly lead generation. Our Whisper will say something to the effect of, you have an incoming lead from Web 1. So every single time they answer the phone, we're getting branded. And then obviously the recording notification, that plays to the caller and not to the person that actually picks up the phone, okay? And we use this to play a notification that the call is being recorded. And we give everybody, I think, 4 or 5 recording notification MP3s that they can use that we had done that basically say, your call is going to be recorded for quality and training purposes. I hope that helps, Larry, and that answers your question.
Hey, Roger Whitaker asked, he goes, I only see the 7-day trial, then 96. Where's the enterprise trial?
Yep, so once you get in, then you'll get access to the enterprise. You still got to take us up on the 96.
Okay.
Somebody asked basically about the SMS blast, and I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this, but I do want to share it with you real quick. So basically under Advanced and under Messages, you would set up a message to go out. So basically you would click Add a Campaign. You put in the campaign name. You can choose to share this with other users and companies. You select the phone number that you want it to go out from, and then you select a contact list. You select if you want it to be a voice broadcast or an SMS broadcast. Since it's on voice here, you got the option to leave a live answer MP3 and then a voicemail MP3. Or SMS, you can put in any data that you guys actually upload. So you can put in first name, last name, email, phone, address, city, state, zip, website, business, etc. And then you can run it now, schedule it for the future, save it as a draft, or the last thing that we just added, guys, is the ability to have it on a sequence. So you could say day 1, send this message, day 2, send this message, day 3, this. You could go voice broadcast day 1, SMS day 2, and things of that nature. So it can get as advanced basically as you want it to get. I hope that helps. Barry says, do you have any training available that focuses on reselling this more in depth? Yeah, Barry, once you get in, there's a about an hour mastermind webinar that I just did about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. If you ask support, I'm sure they'll be happy to send that over to you, Barry. If you just send me a message on Facebook or in our group, I'll get that to you, no problem.
Is that the call that you talk about what you went over out in Denver?
Yeah, that's basically this presentation on steroids. So what I talk about is how to use call tracking as a foot in the door strategy, and how and basically the pitch is that you guys use, and that's what I suggest you guys use, is to tell local business owners that you can help them increase their business by 20 to 30% in just 30 days. And this is really, really powerful stuff. But all of you guys can grab that. I can send it out to you, no problem, once you guys get in. Keith, the call isn't in the members area, but if you just shoot me a message on Facebook after you get in, I can be sure to throw you in there. We do have a Facebook group as well that's pretty active. I think we have close to 1,000 people in it, 950 members, that you guys will be a part of as well, that comes with the purchase of analytic call tracking. So the link to get started again, if maybe one of you guys want to throw that in there again, it's just Ben or Sid or Val, if you guys want to throw that in there, that would be great. So there's an iPhone and an Android app as well that you guys can use, and you guys can view all of your companies, run reports, listen to calls, make outbound calls from your call tracking numbers, and that you can actually give your clients access to use as well if you guys are using the enterprise. And this is really, really a pretty crazy feature that makes you look, again, like the hero to your clients. let's see. So we got a question here from Israel. Israel says, the phone numbers that we purchased through ACT, those are the ones that we're going to want to post on Craigslist, right? That's exactly right. And then, just like you said, you can give your customers access to your analytic call tracking install that's branded to you on your site, so that you can show them exactly what you're doing for them and the results that you're getting for them, Israel. That's it. Elaine says, how do we get into the Facebook group? She said she bought a while ago or a few months ago, but didn't see the Facebook group. Once you log in, Elaine, there's instructions in the members area, right on that home page in the members area, that'll show you how to get access. So somebody else was asking, how do I get in touch with support? It's just support.com. I can just go ahead and throw this in the chat for you guys. Awesome. I'm doing my best to answer all your questions. We got a bunch of them coming in. Let's see.
All of a sudden, the questions started flying.
Yeah.
Bunch of questions about future updates being included, but I'm sure that's the case, right, Joe?
Yeah, so basically there's two types of updates that we throw out, enterprise updates and then our regular basic updates. All of your updates you guys can see through, if you go to admin ACT settings, and if you go to changelog and updates, these are all the updates that we've made. So you can see October 8th, November 11th. I mean, look at all this new stuff and changed. I mean, we're constantly updating our platform. And the cool thing is that you can update with literally a click. So once there's a new version available, it'll alert you, just you, not your clients, that there's an update available, and literally with a couple of clicks, the update's installed and running.
Is there any way to automate, like, sending out reports to clients each month?
There's notifications, but it doesn't send reports. What can be done automatically is obviously the automatic invoicing. So that will say high level, you know, hey, you got this many calls that meet the billing criteria. So, you know, if you're billing for calls over 90 seconds or calls with a, you know, specific tag, then you can give them that. So Rodney has a fantastic question. He says, in the client's back office, or when they log in, will the client see the other numbers in the multiple call feature? And they will not. And the reason why is that they don't have access to the admin manage companies page. And that's where you set the call flow and where you would set up the multiple numbers. So they don't have access, Rodney, to anything under this admin menu. So that's a big deal, Rodney. I'm really glad that you brought that up. We've worked really, really hard to ensure that your clients can only see their data. And you can get as picky as you want with this stuff. If you look at the permissions here, you can only allow access to calls before a specific date or after a certain date. So if a client stops working with you, you don't have to boot them from the system if you don't want to. You can keep them access, but you could just say, I only want to show them calls before this date. So, hey, they stopped working with me on December 1st. I'm going to leave them access for a month or whatever. So they would only be able to see calls up until that time period. And you can also do it on the phone number level. So we've been very, very specific about that. So again, enterprise is just $47 a month. Somebody asked that. So like you guys said, there's lots of other platforms out there that charge a lot more. So if you're saving $5 a number per month, you have one client, you have 5 to 10 numbers, and you're using minutes, you're easily paying for that enterprise subscription every month if you want it. I'd love to show an invoice. Chad is asking for an invoice. I don't think I can because I haven't connected PayPal. Actually, I can't. So this is what an invoice would look like. You can customize all of this, but this is the basic outline. Obviously, you put in your logo, your company information in the from and to, and then all of the colors are customizable. So basically, you have the option here to select your colors and customize them so it looks like it's actually, you know, coming from your company. It's branded to your company. And then you just hit save and preview, and it'll dynamically generate a new one for you. Okay, so that's what a invoice actually looks like, and then you have your log. You know, are they, you know, what's the status of the client? Have they paid their bill? And then if you click on it, you can see all the billing criteria in here for the client as well, and can update that at any time. Rick Lowry says, does ACT provide, or is there a way to provide voicemail service for clients, take their calls after hours into a voicemail menu with voicemail boxes tied to it? This is the first time I'm going to say this ever publicly, but yes, very, very shortly, Rick, you will have that opportunity. That's going to be an enterprise feature, but we redid our entire call flow, but I can't really go into much more detail than that. Ben's probably going to get upset with me after this. But there's a big overhaul coming to the call flow area for enterprise members with just a bunch of new features. So I can specifically say IVR will be there, and so will voicemail, but I can't comment on anything else.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
I saw a question, and I think this would be a good time, about future updates coming, and then in terms of if the price will increase for enterprise.
Yes, so long-term enterprise pricing will increase. After we do the next big update, we will be increasing enterprise. We'll be giving everybody a long time to, not a long time, but way ahead notice, I guess you would say, or lots of notice to upgrade, because we will be increasing that price. We've literally spent tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars on this platform, and we continue to do so like every single month. So we're going to be selling this elsewhere as well, and so the price will naturally increase, but we'll give you guys plenty of time to get locked in if you guys do want to upgrade.
Hey, Joe, can you just cover real quick, I know to cover all the features in enterprise might be a little lengthy, but can you cover some of the big ones? Some of the people are getting lost between just the regular version and the enterprise.
Yeah, so basically the big difference between enterprise and our current version that's not enterprise is 2.0. So enterprise is basically auto billing that's integrated with PayPal. So you guys can bill your clients, if you choose to, for call tracking or for lead gen. Then we have SMS and voice broadcast. We have an auto dialer, which I don't think I've even mentioned. We have a browser soft phone. So if you guys are looking through your logs here, your clients are, and you see that, you know, a call wasn't handled properly or somebody needs attention, you guys can literally click on the phone number and call them right from here and choose any of the numbers from your companies right from your computer. So I could literally dial the number right now and call them. We also have a Chrome extension that allows you to do it from any page on the web. So you guys could be in your CRM. You guys could be going to Manta, being like, okay, I need a plumber in Miami. You guys could go to Google Maps and do this. You guys could literally have the plugin installed and just start calling clients or prospective clients. So that's pretty nice. We also have the iPhone app, the Android app. Ben, I'm sure I'm missing probably a couple of things.
iPhone app, Android app, click-to-call WordPress plugin.
Yep, I didn't mention that one.
Yep, browser soft phone.
Yep.
Auto dialer, voice broadcast.
Yep, SMS. And we have some updates coming soon, but I can't give you guys more than just than just the things I already gave you. So SMS, or I'm sorry, not SMS, voicemail and IVR will both be included in an enterprise account as well. So if you guys choose, again, it's just $47 a month to be a part of that. You guys can easily offload the cost of that and make money just by selling it to one client. Yes, Roger has a great question. He says, with auto billing, does it have the option to not bill for missed calls, sales calls, etc.? And yes, we definitely have that built into the auto billing, Roger. So yes, we got lots of current clients on the call, and everybody's getting super stoked. I haven't personally talked about the new features very much. It's been pretty under wrap. Chad says, scale to enterprise, the features rock. Thanks, Chad. JB says, where's the click-to-call WordPress plugin? It's in the members area, JB. Once you buy, just log in to the members area, and it's in there. On average, what do you charge a client? So great question, Jurgen. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. So obviously you guys can do this, and you guys can charge your client for the service, or you can do this and charge your client for lead gen. And so that completely depends. We have a lot of people that use the foot in the door strategy for ACT. They sell this as a service, and what they'll do is they'll charge them the usage fees from Twilio, the dollar per number and 2 cents a minute. And then what they'll do is they'll mark up, or they'll include a usage fee in that of, let's say, $197 or $97 a month, just as a foot in the door, just to get in, and then they'll sell them their normal packages, whether that's marketing like done-for-you services or lead gen. I hope that helps. Yes, Rick. ACT 2.0 E is enterprise, yes. So the E is what stands for enterprise. So you guys will see here, this is the version that we're on, version 2.1.3, and then the E means enterprise. So you can always see in your account what version you're on and whether it's enterprise or not.
Hey, Joe, we're getting a lot of people asking about training on getting clients, offering them ACT. Do you think that's a bonus for this call? We could say anyone that gets in on this call with Val, Brian, and Sid and get access to that training that you did?
Definitely, 100%. I would love to get you guys access to that.
Yeah, so that was a special bonus webinar that Joe did for an exclusive list of clients.
I did it there.
And I heard that talk in Denver. It was fabulous.
Awesome. So yeah, I did a small mastermind. We had about 15 or 20 people on the call. And previously, I've only ever gave that talk one other time at our last event in Denver, the Local Marketers Summit. So definitely we can do that as a bonus for you guys if you guys get in through Val, Brian, and Sid. Maria says, how about those that already have ACT? So Maria, if you already have ACT and you're on this call, Maria, you're awesome. So any of our previous customers, you guys are on the call, you already guys have ACT. What I want you to do is just submit a support ticket at web1support, and do me a favor, just say that you were on this call with all of us tonight, okay, and tell them your purchase email for ACT so we can make sure we can find it real easy, and that you're looking for the bonus, and I'll make sure that we get those out to you guys, okay? I don't want to leave you out, Maria. You're very, very welcome. Barry says, how do we upgrade to Enterprise? Inside the members area, Barry, you'll see a link to upgrade to Enterprise. So you can do that right inside the members area. Jesse says, thanks, Joe. You rock. I appreciate it, Jesse. You guys rock. All of you guys hanging out with us and staying on the call. If you have any questions, please submit them. Let us know.
Hey, Joe, so what do you do when a client doesn't really understand call tracking, right? That they're afraid of using call tracking numbers. What do you recommend for that?
I have an infograph. It's kind of an infograph. It's like an image that explains how call tracking works, and that's in that presentation that, in that training that I'm going to give to all of you guys. And what I like to do is just walk through that, and it really visually high level shows how it works. And I think that the only pushback that I've ever personally gotten for call tracking is just people that don't understand how it works. So all that I do is I just walk through and I show them, here's how it works, here's how the technology works, high level, like this is what's going on, and then that's always gotten me through any resistance. So real quick, if you guys would, if you haven't got in to try ACT for $1, if you haven't taken us up on the 7-day trial, would you just let me know why in the chat? I want to make sure that I did a good job explaining everything and not only going through the demo, but also explaining everything in terms of the value that you guys can show your clients and provide for them. So if you guys would just, if you haven't bought, if you would just tell me in the chat, what the #1 reason is, I would really, really appreciate that. Pete says he wants in. Thanks for the information. Merry Christmas. He's in. Thanks, Pete. Look forward to seeing you on the other side. Elaine says, waiting for the webinar to end. She doesn't want to miss anything. Awesome. Wall says, does this software work in New Zealand, Australia, and the UK? It does, in all three, New Zealand, Australia, and the UK. So location shouldn't be an issue if you guys live in any of those countries. Joe as well says he's just waiting for the end of the webinar. The link does have a video. You guys can pause it. I went over everything that it includes. Just click the add to cart and it'll prompt you then for your name and phone number and some basic information, and then the next page will be all the checkout, credit card, and everything like that. So again, guys, just to try it for 7 days for $1, the link is in the chat. It's signupforthewebinar.com/ACT-Brian. I'm in. Awesome. If you already have 2 Twilio numbers, can they be added to the system? Steve, that's a fantastic question. Yes, so basically when you do the install, what's going to happen is you're going to plug in your API credentials from Twilio. And when you do that and you go to admin and then manage phone numbers, your phone numbers will show up right in here. Okay, but you'll see that they're yellow basically. And I can show you that real quick here. So yellow means that basically it's not assigned to this ACT install, right? So all that you got to do is just say update, and then if we refresh it here, you can see that the call handler URL has been set, and you're all good to go. So it's literally that simple to integrate the phone numbers that you already have in Twilio. Can you port over a non-Twilio number? You sure can. Again, you just go through that porting process. Let's see. Chad says, when are the new things coming? Right around the 1st. We just want to make sure that we get all the documentation and all the instructions and everything updated for you guys before we roll it out. But basically all the final testing has been done. We're just tweaking a couple things over the holiday, and then we'll be pushing out the features. Jeff says, it would take me longer than a week to figure this out, just to set it up. With that said, what does your $20 setup fee include? So basically, Jeff, the $20 setup, we'll go in, we'll set up all of ACT for you, and that's it. The great news is, Jeff, is that we have awesome support. So if you submit a ticket and you're like, hey, I don't understand how to do this, can you jump on the phone with me? We're going to jump on the phone with you, all right? Somebody from our team will jump on a GoToMeeting with you or on a phone with you and walk you through how to use the platform. George Jackson says, what's the name of the Facebook group? I know I'm a member, but it's been a while. It's called Analytic Call Tracking. Jolene says, the $20 setup was awesome for me. Tell Jeff to just do it. Thanks, Jolene.
Tell them about the free option too, Joe.
We do have a free option for the install if you guys sign up for a HostGator Baby account, since that's what we recommend. We'll do the install for you guys for free. Let's see. Larry says he's on step 2 of the billing. Awesome. Thanks, Gary. Look forward to seeing you in there, buddy. Roger says, thanks for the great webinar. He signed up and we'll check it out on Thursday. Thanks, Roger. Have a Merry Christmas. If you guys have any questions, let's go ahead and get them rounded up. It seems like most people are just saying that they're in, and thank you. I just want to make sure we get all of your questions answered. Jim says he's on HostGator with a VPS account. Will that work? It definitely will, Jim. Somebody asked if there's training in the members area. There definitely is. There's a couple of videos, and then there's also PDF walkthroughs. So there's a PDF of 2.0 walking you through all the features and all the updates and everything that's in analytic call tracking. And then there's tutorial on how to actually set everything up and so on and so forth. But yes, there's definitely documentation. And we try to make sure that we give you guys documentation in video format. So if you need to actually see it, or if you just like want to, go through it real quick in PDF format and kind of look at pictures and do it that way, you guys can do that too. Awesome. Can multiple people be on the auto dialer at once, Mike says? They definitely can. All you'd want to do, Mike, is just set up 2 different campaigns, and they can be on the auto dialer at once. Thanks, Jolene. Appreciate it. Tom says he's in. He always does whatever Val says. So, Val, what'd you tell him?
What do you think? Do eat.
Do you have this in Spanish? Jorge says, I'm sorry, Jorge, I do not. I don't know Spanish. None of our support knows Spanish, so that would be a little bit difficult for us. Combining this with Sid's advertising training is awesome. Definitely believe so. Keith says he's already installing. Paul says he's joining and canceling the quote-unquote other one. Jesse's been a customer, it looks for a long time. Jesse says, is there a link to upgrade to 2.0? There definitely is, Jesse. It should be in your members area, but if you can't find it, just submit a support ticket. The upgrade to 2.0 is just $1. Can't beat that, right? Wall Gifford is asking about a hosting question, but Wall, I don't see your question. If you just want to put that back in, I'm sure one of us can help you.
No, he said thank you for the hosting question answer.
Okay, awesome. I didn't see that one.
You answered it.
Awesome. I see that now. Awesome, awesome. I don't see anyone else personally. Rod Green, here we go. Rod says, Joe, I already have a HostGator reseller account. Do you recommend that I use that, or should I just buy the baby plan? I mean, if you already have that, there's no need to buy the baby plan. We used to, in fact, use a HostGator reseller account as well, Rod. What we found though is that we couldn't really beat that $636 a month deal. It was costing us more than that, to put each client on an account with a reseller. All right, so somebody says, share a great success, Chad says. I'll let my customers speak for themselves. If you guys have any doubts, what I want you guys to do is go to analyticcalltracking.com. Don't purchase from here, though. Trust me, it's $197. Go try it for $1 with the link that we gave you. But what I want you to do is just look at the case studies or the testimonials, video and text, on the homepage, and if that doesn't sell it for you, go to YouTube and do the same, because we have literally hundreds of testimonials. Yes, I really said hundreds.
There's been quite a few questions about the holidays, and people want to start their trial after the holidays. We didn't really talk about how long we're going to run this.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't want people to have to make a decision right before Christmas and then feel like they have to hurry and try and get the 7 days in. Are we going to be able to leave this up for a little bit?
Yeah, so today is Monday, so a week from today will be the 30th, so yeah, that's right before New Year's. So that's ultimately up to you guys. I'll leave it open as long as I possibly can for you guys.
Okay.
But all that you guys need to know, all that you really need to know, I completely understand that. I mean, it's Christmas. I'm excited to go home right now. I'm excited to go.
Yeah, I know. This is it for me.
You know what I mean? And tomorrow, this is it for the work week for me, basically. So I completely understand. Just know that the install will only take you guys about 5 or 10 minutes, seriously. And if you can't, we'll install it for you. And then, ideally, you guys only need an hour or less. You guys will be able to understand the platform and know that you're going to keep it within probably 30 minutes. So just know that your time investment isn't hours in order to understand if you want to keep it or not. But we'll do everything that we can, to keep it open as long as possible for you guys, Val.
Okay. It'll definitely be open for a few days, so you can start. You won't have to start your 7-day trial tonight if you don't want to, but it's not going to be up forever. That's for sure.
Yep. We had a couple people that said that, or I got. Oh no, it looks like somebody answered that. Let's see. Somebody said that they didn't get their login. Just wait 10 minutes. It'll come. If not, just look in your spam, but you'll find it, I promise. Chad says pay-per-call with this product is huge. Somebody was asking Val when the replay would be posted. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys will get to it tomorrow or the day after Christmas, but
I mean, we'll do what we can. It won't be up tonight. The other calls got posted to the same day, but it'll probably be tomorrow.
Charles says, can I really tell my clients that ACT will increase their business 20 to 30% in just 30 days? Yes, you in fact can, Charles, and I'll show you with that bonus. Jeff says that he went to a different call tracking platform after he bought ACT and has regretted it, and now he's coming back. Welcome back, Jeff. Guys, so again, Robert's asking what's the email for support. There's no email, it's just web1support.com, all right? And that should be in the chat for you guys. Let me just post it in here again. All right, I think that's everybody.
Hi, Joe, can you hear me? I was muted for a minute. Let's see.
Yep, I can hear you.
Hey, there's somebody who's asking, and guys, I'm not going to put Joe on the spot, but I don't mind doing it. All right. There's one of the people, I won't name your name out of respect. There's somebody asking about debating between Joe's product and another competing solution out there, and Joe's not the kind of guy to bash any product. So this gentleman or lady is looking at the Lead Tracker Jack solution and ACT. Now, in good faith, I can tell everybody on the call I've used Lead Tracker Jack many times. Matter of fact, credibility-wise, I actually use screenshots in the local lead driver launch from Lead Tracker Jack. So I will tell you, the person asking this, the product's fine, but I run a 7-figure marketing business, and I need to have a certain level of ethics and support and infrastructure, and I didn't find that with the product. I'm not going to say anything else, but I'm going to be very open and transparent. I will tell you that I can call Joe's office. Joe may be out of town, and somebody answers the phone. And that, to me, is the biggest differentiator between any other product. One, the feature functions are wider and deeper than any product out there, and any product, including the one you're asking about. But it's the level of support and help and infrastructure and continual updates, and it's been around a long time. There's hundreds and hundreds of use cases. When I first got into call tracking, I didn't know very much about it. And I spoke to guys like Chris Winters. I spoke to Chad, who's on this call right now, Chad Reardon in Hawaii, lots of people. And the one name that kept popping up over and over and over again was to talk to Joe. And I knew Joe, but peripherally. And I reached out, and everywhere I turned, I kept bumping into the ACT product. And finally, I started using it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. The feature functions are awesome. It's a real company. It's not something somebody dreamed up and had built offshore, one guy in a room type thing. It's a real business that I feel comfortable betting my own clients and my infrastructure on. So the fact that it leverages Twilio and it adds all the countries it has, the features, the future growth, the enhancements, I don't think you can touch it. Now, it doesn't mean the other product you're asking about is bad. It's not bad. It's just not as good. That's all. And there are other products. A few other people asked about low-cost free plugins. You know what? They're not bad either. It's like apples and oranges. It's not the same thing. So if you need a real product to do serious call tracking across multiple clients, and you want help, and you want to be able to get support, and you want all these kind of things, it's a one-time fee. It's a no-brainer. I don't even use the enterprise features. Now, I did sign up for them, but I will tell you that most of you, the one-time fee is great. If you get to 10 clients and you find that, wow, you'd love to do these things, it's there for you, and that's why I like it. The reason we hosted Joe is because it's the best product on the market. That's it. So I appreciate your question. I see you asked it a couple times. I found it. And we're not ducking anybody's question, you guys. There are lots of good products. CallFire is a great product. It's just 500% more expensive. So if money's no object, then I would give you other ones. There's one that's $2,000 a month that doesn't have the feature set that ACT has.
Yep.
So it's crazy. Sorry to harp. It's just I see some people repeating over and over again the same questions, and I promise you, we've looked at every product on the market before we decided to support and back Joe, and as a result of testing with our own clients, and you see we've used other products because we show you screenshots. We went with the one that we felt the best about, we felt like we can bank on, and we had trust and integrity and support, all the things that really matter. So that was our decision-making, process on our level. You got to do your own. I don't think you're going to lose, but I think you're really going to win if you decide to work with ACT. Whether it's now or in the future, it's a great tool.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Brian, and thank you for having Ben and I on and letting us share with your group. We really appreciate it.
No, it was awesome, you guys. Man, what a great call. And me too, I'm done. I'm sitting here. I don't know if anybody knows what Doc McStuffin is. I'm learning a lot about it, but Doc McStuffin is a new Disney person, and I've had this call on in my conference room, and I'm literally freaking out trying to put together like a 300-piece toy, like imagine a toy kitchen like for Christmas. I'm building this thing while I'm listening to the call, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is killing me. What am I doing? I'm like, this is a nightmare. I'm going to be here another 2 hours. So if anybody's local and wants to build a toy, let me know. We'll hook up on this thing here. Doc McStuff, and I'll send the finished product because I will get it done.
Am I the only one that sees something wrong with the name for a kid's toy?
McStuffin.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Valerie, it's for 4-year-olds, my friend. 4-year-olds.
Valerie, come on, cut out the stuffing.
It's stuffed animals. She's a doctor of stuffed animals. You're killing me. You're killing me. So anyway, awesome. But man, anyway, I'm gonna go and build Christmas presents. Joe and Ben are going home. Sid, God only knows. What are you doing tonight, man? Uh-oh.
Dude, I'm calling it easy, man. I've got to wrap a bunch of gifts for the nieces and stuff tomorrow.
There you go.
I also got some Disney stuff for her. She wanted the epic Disney stuff.
Cool. Yeah, the Frozen stuff is hot this year too. But what a good call. Thank you guys. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian. Thanks, Sid, Val.
Yeah.
See you guys. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us
All right,
for the last 90 minutes.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Take care. Wall, the answer to your question is yes, Wall Gifford. Talk to you later. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Grinch.